Good evening, people. This is Marketplace Ministry, Chaplain Anthony James. Wait for my co-host to get on. All is well. Hope all is well with everybody that's listening tonight. Appreciate you coming back with us, getting some of this truth, putting this good stuff out there. This good, wholesome word comes with it. Real talk. Marketplace Ministry, where healing takes place. We're just honored to be here tonight, on this social media while all this confusion is going on, such as the protesting, which is not confusion, but, it's a lot. Even with this COVID-19, numbers is steady popping up. So, just hold tight, be aware, be safe out there, protect yourself, protect your families, friends, Yeah, we right. Just a couple more minutes. Come on in, people. Again, this is Marketplace Ministry, Chaplain Anthony James. My co-founder's coming on here. Introduce yourself once you get on. Appreciate you taking the time out to come and spend some time with us. What's going on, my brother?
Nothing much. What's going on, chap?
Man, everything's good, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good, man. I already opened it up already. Introduce yourself, man.
Oh, how y'all doing, man? This is Keith Henry, man, co-founder of Marketplace Ministries. Assisting God, leading souls to God, man. That's what we're about. You know what I mean?
Right. So let's dig right in, man. Just a reprieve of, the few weeks that we've been on talking about this community. Basically, we can't get off of this. We've been trying to talk about, what we're going to talk about now, but it keeps coming back around to this community. You know what I mean? Community awareness, community involvement, talking about forgiveness, talking about forgiving yourself. You know what I mean? It's really been powerful. We're coming to a close almost on this fast, man, and things is just heating more. It's just heating up. It's just heating up. One thing after another, which is one positive thing, one powerful thing after another. God is not a man that he should lie. Once he tell you to do something, you're obedient. All you got to do is just do it. Right. He done did his already. He done set it up already. We just got to follow suit. So, just honor this today, to get on tonight. It's a blessing, you know what I mean, to share, to expose who we are, to expose to the people, on what God has placed on our hearts to share with you guys to help navigate through, the world system, what's going on now today with all this protesting. What do you think about this protesting, Keith?
One thing I've been paying attention to the protest. The protest is still going on. I believe that, for every good there's bad, you know what I mean? And I believe you have some people that's in a protest for the wrong reasons, you know what I mean? But and trying to overshadow what's going on. You know what I mean? They want you to speak on the negative instead of the positive. However, I just believe that that right now is the perfect opportunity, to get yourself together, get close to God, you know what I mean? That's a distraction, what's gonna happen with that happen. You know what I mean? I believe myself personally that this is a perfect opportunity to get myself together while the world is basically stopping and paying attention to what's going on. You know what I mean? So it's a perfect opportunity to get yourself together. That's how I believe. I believe God works in mysterious ways. I believe that, and this is a part of one of the ways he work in. You know what I mean, through certain things. So,
Okay.
right.
Okay. Okay. Well, yeah, I believe also, I just believe, God is also intentional. You know what I mean? He
Right.
allows things to happen so that way we can line up. Because a lot of times we don't line up the way he wants us to line up. We have to sometimes be pushed to that position or made to do something. You know what I mean? Which is, he ain't gonna make you do anything, but he's gonna cause you to get into a situation where if that fire get up under your tail hot enough, you're gonna move.
They gonna move.
And so that's pretty much what happens a lot of times. Instead of people doing the right thing off the top, you know what I mean? They just have to be put into a situation where they have to make a decision. You know what I mean? And so that's what the protesting to me is about. I understand, I fully understand what's going on. A young man was talking to me today earlier. He's about 26 years old. And he said, you know what, chap? He said, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I don't think there is a solution. That's what he said to me today. And so I'm not going to tell him yay or nay, but that's his perception. But I did help him understand. I said, whatever your truth is, you believe, and you doing it for the right reason, you keep doing that. You know what I mean? Because we work at the clinic together, and he's a very real sharp young man. And he comes, and these young generation, they're going to tell you what they really feel, what's on their heart. You know what I mean? And so I didn't shoot him down. I just said, me mature in some areas, not saying I'm smarter than him, but I just believe there is a solution. You know what I'm saying? There is a solution. The solution is us. You know what I mean? It's not about justice. It's about just us. You know what I mean? We have to make a decision to do better so people can see us doing better than they do better. Right. And I believe as a domino effect, it ain't going to never be 100%, nothing.
No,
it's never going to be that.
It's too many people walking this earth to everybody walk and doing the sons, and plus you wouldn't even want it to be like that. You know what I mean? Because it'll break up. You know what I mean? Like you want the balance. You know what I mean? Like it's checks and balances, man. You got to have cause and effect and things of that nature. You know what I mean? So you don't really want it like that. You know what I mean? You want it the close you can, but at the end of the day, it'll never really get like that.
But it's dialogue. What I took from that when we conversed today is talking.
Right.
We're getting to talk. You know what I'm saying? This is making people communicate. This is what God wants. This is what God wants.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Everybody's walking around in their own bubble, thinking that they can make it by themselves, thinking that they're going to be successful by themselves. No, man, we all in this thing. If a bomb dropped right now and poisonous gases hit, man, all our tails is in it. So it's just like when good happens, we all should be able to partake of that. So, excuse me. So, I mean, we had an interesting conversation. This young dude, he's really sharp because I'll be encouraging him to go on in social media. He don't deal with social media. He got a lot of stuff that he can help some of these young people and then some of these older people. So at the end of the day, I'm like, wow, man, because I mean, he comes off like he comes off and he's right in what he's talking about and I'm like, wow, he's 26, but he's been through some things as well. You know what I mean? Through trial and error. And so, we had some good conversations, and instead of me having a tag team match with him, who know the most and who I'm older than you and you don't know nothing because you're only 26 years old. Nah, I didn't do that. I let him talk, and I was like a soundboard, you know what I mean? And then he brought some interesting stuff out, some topics, and he was pointing out some things, and he made a lot of sense because in all actuality, I really
not to cut you off, but I see we got some new people in. You probably want to give them an introduction of what's going on. Who you are. I see some new people that chimed in. You can hold that thought. Just let them know what's going on because I haven't seen these people on.
Well, they're going to catch up. They're going to catch up. See, sometimes we got to let them catch up too.
Okay.
No disrespect to y'all coming on board because we coming on at the same time, and then we can't. Sometimes that throw us off. You know what I mean? Because God be wanting to do something, but we appreciate y'all coming on. But we actually talking about, we're Marketplace Ministry, and we have a healer ministry. We have a real talk. This is our slogan. And so what we're doing, on this, that we're talking about community awareness. You know what I'm saying? Community, building up communities and different things of that nature. And so we welcome you to Marketplace Ministry. And so we just been talking about just community involvement, just coming together and bringing up dialogue, having conversations about what's going on, because we need to talk. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got their own interpretation, their own perception of what's going on.
Right.
And so, we really have to come together, as one body. And that's what I told a young man today. If we can come together as one, as many as we can, come together as one. You know what I'm saying? I think you'll get more clarity, you'll get more answers. You know what I mean? But if we stay separated, if we stay like this denomination, this organization, this, and this, that, and we never come together and listen to each other's viewpoints and see how we can add on to each other's situations, you're right. He's right. There will be no solutions. Right. But what my Bible tells me, that there is an answer. And the answer is oneness. That's what God's been pouring in my spirit, oneness, coming together, and it's always going to be yin and yang. It's always going to be right and wrong. So at the end of the day, we have to make up in our mind, in our hearts, not in our mind, because the mind plays so many games. The mind is so distracted. So we can get in our heart that, this is what we're going to do for the right reason. That's what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe even when I believe a lot of times people start off right and they get off track because they get distracted. Right. You know what I mean? They get distracted, they fall off, and they get frustrated and what have you. And so, we just trying to bring some clarity to the table, through Marketplace Ministry. We're trying to have some dialogue. We're trying to, connect the dots. We're trying to, because I know I'm a missing piece to somebody's puzzle.
Right.
I know somebody's a missing piece to our puzzle, to my puzzle. You know what I mean? And so that's what we got to start thinking. We got to start thinking like that, out the box. We got to get out of the box. You know what I mean? Where we can, and draw some people in that you probably least expect, who can really help you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so what do you feel about that, Keith?
Yeah, it's just like David and Goliath, man. Sometimes people least suspect things, least suspected people. You know what I mean? And I think that's what this, our David versus Goliath, like, you wouldn't expect us to go in there and beat Goliath. You know what I mean? With, just like our Goliath might be, people have more resources or more whatever. You know what I mean? But we have our faith in God, man, and we know that we have this platform for a reason. We have this wisdom for a reason. You know what I mean? So that's our slingshot right there. You know what I mean? Which is, there you go. What's the thing? You show your faith, huh?
Faith. That's what it's about.
Yes, sir.
Faith without works is dead.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Sir.
But go ahead, brother.
Yeah, and that's what we doing, man. We really taking opportunity to really, defeat that Goliath. You know what I mean? And we're not too much concerned about, the naysayers or anything. Matter of fact, it's so crazy because, man, since we've been doing this, child, since we've been fasting, since we've been really obedient, coming on, man. Even like right now today, the kids, they not even making no noises. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Oh, okay, you finna go on live? Okay. It's like, even my mom today, she was, just to see in her face, like, she see her son doing something. This is like, honestly, like, I thank God for that. I'm just not really just thinking about it because it was today. you know, and I was like, Mom, I want to show you something, you know what I mean? And I showed it to her, and then, you know, she was looking at it, and, you know, she was excited, I could tell, you know what I mean? Like, you
Right,
know,
right.
yeah. So, you
But you
know,
know what?
like I say, you know, and this has benefited many people, you know what I mean? You know, it's benefiting people that they don't even know it's benefiting them. You know what I mean? The
Right,
fact that we giving them confidence as a David to go fight the Goliath. You know what I mean?
right,
They might say, if these two guys can get on here every night and just blip, you know, whatever they doing, I know I can do what I need to do. You know what I
right,
mean? Yeah. So, you
right,
know,
right.
like I say, even if you don't like it, you're gonna get motivated by it. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing, chap. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's like we already getting paid already, chap. You know what I mean? I feel
Right,
like we
right,
already get paid already. You know what I mean? I feel like, you know, even like I say, even to see my mom, man, I think that's really gonna get me later on tonight when I lay down and just, you know, just think how she really feeling about it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, because I can tell, you know, she says she don't want to go to work and all this other kind of stuff. You know, so, you know, she really kind of like hitting towards something. You know what I mean? So, you know,
right, right, right.
but to see her son
Well,
doing something, you know, she was proud. You know what I mean?
no
You know,
doubt, no
right,
doubt. And you know what, man, and to add on to that, man, I believe consistency. When people are seeing, just like you said, your kids are quiet tonight,
right,
they see that you're consistent. Now, if you would have been off and on one day on and 3 days off, man, they'd be like, man, please. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Or the powers that be could have been like, yeah, it ain't, you know. So the bottom line is, even at my place where I work at, you know, we've been giving free mass. Okay, at
right,
first we service 680 people a day. Okay, now they making people wear masks inside the stores. And when they started it giving away for free, then they started counting what we was giving away.
mm,
So I said, hold up. I said, I understand, but listen, because they put me in charge of the inventory. So I said, listen, y'all not gonna keep coming at me. I said, give these people an opportunity. Let's get them on a track and consistently. And then sure enough, they said, well, at the end of the week, let us know how many masks y'all been giving out. So we can, because, you know, we don't know how much this thing is going to keep going up, up, up. So boom, it took a week, man. It took a week. Now they ain't even getting no masks from us, really. You know what I'm saying? We went from giving away probably a week, probably 500 masks to now 50. You feel what I'm saying? Because now they lining up. They lined up.
right,
Because now automatically they come on themselves. Oh, I ain't got my mask. Because they
right,
see us, you know. You feel what I'm saying?
right,
So now it's a consistent thing. As long as we consistent on what we're doing, even on this marketplace ministry, we pushing, we focus, man. We sold out to it. And once
right,
you sell out to something, man, you're gonna do it. It
right,
by any means necessary. You understand? And that's where I believe people are gonna chime in and they're gonna, even like you said, even if they think we're talking crazy or whatever the case may be,
right,
just because we're bold enough to get on here,
right,
I promise you're gonna have some of the same people timing in because they're gonna be like, wow, okay, these brothers is really not playing. And they
right,
are saying something that I need to hear or I want to hear. So
right,
now I'll keep coming on and it's gonna grow. And it's gonna grow. And I believe this is where God, anytime I put it like this, if you can out your mouth, if you can stand up and say, God said, then you need to do it.
right,
Then you need to do it. Now, if you don't believe what God said and you have doing it, then you just an unbelieving believer.
mm,
You know what I mean? You saying, okay, God, I hear you. But then 2 days later, nah, man, God, I'm tired. I can't do it. Lord, you know, I got to go to work in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got to do this. I got to do that. And then you never get to the place where you need to be. And that's why things don't grow. So it takes time. And when you're dealing with people, man, oh, man, I was talking to somebody today as well, talking to one of my supervisors, and then we had a nice conversation. They were just commending, you know, what we do out there, and I appreciated that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't money, but I take the compliment We dealing with, man, a bunch of headaches every day. People are coming. We dealing with homeless people, people sleeping in tents, people coming up there. They just got out of jail. You understand? And to deal with that, the mentalities all day, every day, you understand, is really kind of stressful. And to be handling it the way we handle it, they be like, wow, I don't know how y'all doing that. I told them quickly. I said, I got God backing me. And it's helping me grow. You know, I'm learning because it's consistent every single day. Once consistency set in, you gonna make it happen, because now you got a system in place. You know what I mean? And that's where we at with this. And I believe once this protesting, once they really, because they consistent with what they're doing,
right,
and things are lining up.
right.
This is what got, actually, we was wanting to do this before, but that is really prompting us to do this more. You see what I'm saying? Just that protest is like, wow, man, we have to get on. Ain't no, listen, we be crazy. We asking God to do something in our lives, but here he is. He allowed this to happen to help us out.
And these people out on the front line, you know, risking their lives, risking their freedom, risking their peace, risking everything. You know what I mean? And we can't get online. You know, George Floyd died. You know what I mean? And we can't get online. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's too much going on for us just not to be able to get online. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it's hypocrisy. Like, you cannot speak about you want peace, you want this, you want to work for God, but when it's time for you to do your little piece, you don't do it. You know what I mean? Right. Come on, man. Like, nah. I don't, right.
You know,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And that's what it is. TV, right. Cut the TV off. You know what I'm saying? And for this hour I look at this as being an hour of power. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then we bringing our hearts to the table. You like you said, listen, I can't be, listen, this job I work at, I believe God, I'm coming out of that situation because my business is flourishing. God is opening doors, but the bottom line, I'm in training. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so easily be offended now.
Right.
Because when I first started this job I'm working on, man, they was cussing me out every other day because they was going through it. Because they was like, man, he coming here fresh every day with new wares on or whatever wares, clean clothes, you know, da-da-da-da. They was coming at there dirty, da-da-da-da, looking at me. And I was picking at them. I was just coming to work. But right. Because of their mindset. And now because of that, offenses, because I'll tell you straight up and down. I ain't talking 20 years ago. This was not long ago. You couldn't say too much to me without me feeling some kind of way and me having to come back at you. Through this job, God has helped training. Through this job, I'm being trained to not, whatever you say about me is none of my business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so whatever you're going through, I have to care enough to say, wow, man, dang, okay, they're going through something. You know what I mean? But you have to have that type of heart too. That heart just does not come just like that. You have to be trained into that stuff. You just ain't gonna wake up and have that type of heart. Right. Even if it's in you, it has to be pulled out of you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we know this is what Marketplace Ministry is about. You know, each one teach one. We ain't on here like we know everything and we got all the answers, but we have been through some things to test us, and now we be given a testimony. Because without the test, you can't have a testimony.
Right.
And so we have a testimony. And our testimony is, as we continue to follow God and trust each other in this Marketplace Ministry, and trust, like me trusting Keith trusting me, we're going to help somebody. Right. We're able to help somebody because we're coming on one accord and we bringing our resources to the table. This is a resource. This is a distribution center. Whatever you feel you can get out of Marketplace Ministry, come on with it. You know what I'm saying? If we can help you, that's what we're here to do. DM us, like we said before. You know, we working on our page and everything. We getting it. It's coming. This is a patient thing here. This is not it's a marathon. It's not a race. You know what I mean? So and as we uplift you guys, listen, I'm open. You can, I'm if you come to me and pray, you ask me whatever. If you bring in some positivity to the table, I'm with that.
Right.
I'm with that. And so that's what this marketplace ministry is about. It's about healing, because that's the big picture here in this world, what's going on. They're crying out. People want healing. People want healing, but don't know how to get it. Don't know how to get it. So they leaning on whatever they need to lean on to get closer to what they trying to get. You know what I mean? And y'all, God has given us a platform to say, yo, go help my people be healed. Man, I'm honored. Just like you said, my brother, I'm honored that we was chosen to do this. You know what I'm saying? We can't get sidetracked by allowing money or prestige or any other thing to take us off track.
Right.
Because it's so powerful right now. Right now, man, I feel wealthy.
Man, Chap, you know, I don't think I ever been this focused in my life. You know what I mean? I don't think I ever wanted something as bad in my life. Like I wanted to graduate, you know what I mean, from high school, but I didn't understand how. I mean, it's crazy, right? Because I remember I almost didn't even I didn't even want to go to my graduation. I was like, you know what? Hey, man, my dad he not really into it. You know, we haven't even talked about it. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, you know what? Forget it. You know what I mean? I don't even really, you know, like, forget it. You know what I mean? And I almost didn't graduate, like, because I didn't take my last final. And my mom had talked to me. She had said something like, go ahead and do it. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I went on here and I did, and I graduated. But I didn't understand how important my graduation was until I was going to jobs, and I was the only one with a high school diploma, and I was getting these jobs because I had high school. I remember I was like, man, I wasn't even about to graduate, and I was so thankful that I went on here and went through with it, because I was the only one in there getting these jobs, like good jobs. You know what I mean? Like wow, they were like, well, you don't want your high school diploma. So I'm like, wow, thank God. You know what I mean? And that's how. But see, that was when I didn't understand the future. See what I mean? I didn't understand how important that diploma was. You know what I mean? But with this, I understand how important it is. I understand how important it is for me to work hard. You know, if I could use that analogy now to then, I would want my GPA to be high. I would want to study. I would want to do extra work. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing with this. And I thank God I had that experience to reflect on. You know what I mean? Because if I would never graduated, I would have missed all these jobs. You know what I mean? And I would never been coming on live. I'm pretty sure it's opportunities. That, you know what I mean? So I'm just thankful. You know what I mean? I'm just thankful to God that, you know, the way that He showed me in previous things, and even in futuristic things like yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you give me futuristic, you know, wisdom, you know what I mean? Stuff that can help me in the future, you know, and I just thank God for it, you know what I mean? I just thank God that He gave me that ability to understand, like, hey, you remember you did this last time and this what happened, and you don't want to go through it, and, you know, just what would have happened if you wouldn't have had. As soon as I think about that, because that's when I had my daughter, you know, and everybody was looking at me like I was just this good person. I mean, I was a good dad, you know what I mean? But I was getting these good jobs because I had that high school diploma. And I was able to give my daughter mostly anything that she wanted. You know what I mean? And people didn't understand that it was because I was going to these jobs that I had the diploma. You know, I had the access, I had the paper. And, you know, like I said, I just use that analogy right now at the same time. Like, it's just funny how time repeats itself. You know, this is me graduating. Because once you graduate from this, then the doors are going to be open. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So,
That's what's up. That's a great analogy, man. And, you know, people really, to be honest with you, people don't want, they tired of excess. They want access.
Right.
You know what I mean? And we're here to give you access to what we're getting access to. You know what I'm saying? Because we sharing it. We givers. You know what I'm saying? We're cheerful givers. That's what the word of God says. Be a cheerful giver.
That's right.
You reaping and you sowing. And so we're coming on here. We're sharing our experiences. We're sharing things that God is saying, okay, to us, well, this is what we need to do. And so now this is how we're going to give it up. And
Right.
so we got to be very careful on keeping it from people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the whole thing. People don't understand, man. You can't hold this stuff, man. You got to give it up, man. Because God says he can't put new wine in old wineskins.
Right.
So if you holding on to old stuff, you have no place for God to pour into. Yep. So we try to empty out, man. And every time we talk, when me and his brothers sit and talk every day, we talk every day. You understand? Because we have to. Because that's we're ordered to. Because that's how we're building relationship. You know what I'm saying? And so we pour into each other. You understand? And whatever we need to filter out, we filter out before we get on here.
Yes, sir.
You understand? We filter out. So that's why we can come on here. We can be in sync. We can pretty much, you know, finish the next sentence that the next person has out of me and him. You know what I mean? So this is strategy.
Right.
This ain't just guessing. This ain't just, yo, let's get on live. Let's get on and let's talk about a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Let's talk about, let's go in the past and talk about a bunch of war stories. Nah, we ain't getting on here like that. We bring in clarity. We bring in solutions to the table. That's what God is about. He's about solutions. He's about, and this ain't even our finished work.
So
this is the deal. This is not, we just getting started, man.
It's just beginning. Yeah, this just beginning. Man, we have a lot of stuff ain't going on.
God.
And the good thing about us is neither one of us are yes men. You know what I mean? I don't think he'll never just agree with me just to appease me. Like, nah, like I don't think like and with that it's authenticity. Like, you know, it's his pure self. You know what I mean? I'm giving him my pure. And you know, and it's reflected on visual. You know what I mean? Like you can see that. Like you can see the respect we have for each other. When he speak, I listen. When I speak, he listen. You know what I mean? And most people don't even understand like that's how communication is supposed to be. It's supposed to be open. You know what I mean? You know, honest. You know what I mean? That nature. You know, so like I say, man, in Marketplace Ministries, man, we give y'all a lot y'all can learn from. You know what I mean? Really take from two black men. You know, that's very intelligent and intellectual as well. You know, that you can really learn some stuff from, and you know, put that into your family. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I say. We got to give it back. You know what I mean? There's a lot of men don't know how to conduct themselves and articulate the words that they say. You know, and this is a platform that you can take that. You know what I mean? You can take that from us. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Yo, we not trying to sneak nothing and, you know, go over your head. Like, no, take that and you take that to your kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? This how a conversation goes. It's communication. You know, it's open-ended. You know, I'm listening. I'm going to listen. You know what I mean? You know, and things of that nature. And one thing Chapel saying, what we coming with, but what we not coming with is drama. You know, and you know, we not coming with that. You know what I mean? We not coming with all that. So
got time for it.
No.
There's no time for drama. I done had enough drama in 100,000 people's lives already. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, man, that's definitely not what it's a waste of time. And we're not putting no type of energy towards that because it's a waste. You know what I'm saying? And God hates waste. You know what I mean? And I don't believe God would have allowed us to get this platform if he knew we was going to waste time. You know what I'm saying? We take time serious, man, because it is serious.
And speaking of time, man, in the short time frame that we've been doing this, man, you got to understand that not only did we grow a personal relationship, but we're also growing ourselves as in what we're doing. You know, because like I say, we're getting comfortable with this. You know, so that time frame from I believe it was last November, October. You know what I mean? From now, like, man, you know, we have made decent bounds as far as progression. You know, we have progressed a whole lot. Like I was just speaking about my punctuality. You know, even like right now at 7 o'clock, we're ready to roll. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
already set up. You know what I mean? At the first, hey, Chef, I'm here, Chef, hey, and like,
And yo, I ain't gonna lie to you, because my wife, she know I do not deal with like that at all.
right,
I'm not, but those are the things. Everybody has pet peeves, but when you're doing business and when you're trying to come together, somebody got to be stern. Somebody has, and there's no disrespect to nothing, because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? That's because when you go on a job, you can't be late on no job.
no,
You either getting docked, ain't no I'm sorry I was late. No, they're gonna say, okay, no problem. You getting docked though.
right,
You
right.
getting docked. Ain't gonna be
And
no,
see,
they say, okay, try to make it in next time. You getting docked.
and
So
to me, it was bigger than a job, because to me,
right. I'm
I don't,
just using
I
that
don't
as
want
an analogy.
I don't want to let Chap down. A job. I don't know that owner. You know what I mean? I don't know the founder of that job.
Right.
I
But
know the
still, but you gotta look at it like this too, though. That's what God is trying to get us to. Even though you don't know that person, you still have a responsibility.
Oh yeah, most definitely,
You
most
feel what I'm
definitely.
saying? And so that's where I try to come at, because at my job, I don't know them people I work for. I'm just there to be honest with you. I'm there to earn a living, to
Right.
be straight honest with you. Now I stepped into my ministry there as well. I wind up helping people, but for the most part, man, I ain't going home with them dudes, my boss and all that. I really don't care nothing about what he thinking and but I raised my hand, I signed that paper and said I would be on time. You
Right.
understand? As long as they give me my hours that I requested for, and their pay is the way I need it to be right now, boom, I'll be there with bells on. You know what I'm saying? I got to be to work at 5 o'clock, man. I'm there at 4.
Mm.
That way, because there I'm just, so I don't have to have nobody in my ear. Yo, where you at? Where you doing this? Why you didn't make it? Da-da-da-da, da-da-da. Nah, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's punctuality for me. My wife right now, she be like, yo, hun, she always, and I thank God for it, she helps me out in a lot of areas, but one area is punctuality, man. She know I do not play with that, because I just don't want people to be singling me out. You know what I'm saying? Because if I raise my hand to do something, we have to be, I'm gonna say, manageable in that area, because that's what God is looking at. You know what I'm saying? God is saying, man, I asked y'all to get up and pray. Y'all can't even get up and pray in the morning. I done woke you up 3 o'clock in the morning. You know you ain't supposed to get up till 4. You running like in the book of Samuel.
Right.
Samuel, he called Eli. He kept calling Eli. God kept calling Eli. He kept going to something else. So we have to be studious and in line with what we're doing, and focus, man. Our focus have to be, I mean, we sold out to, yo, bro, like you said, man, it seemed like we've been knowing each other for a lot of years, man.
Right.
Real talk. It seemed like I grew up with you.
Yeah, most definitely.
You 27, I'm 54. So that has to be, that's awesome. That's kind of awesome right there. That's kind of crazy, because you don't get that too often.
No, no,
Two
no.
people come together, locking in for one common cause. You see what I'm saying? For one common cause. And our common denominator is God.
Oh yeah.
That's why it's so powerful, because we reverence God, and we trust, and we respect one another.
Right.
And I believe, you know what I'm
Because
saying?
a,
Go
a
ahead.
lot, a lot of people, they screen God when it's beneficial. You know what I mean? You know,
Right.
but we scream it, all day. You know what I mean? Like when I, you know what I mean? We coming to you with it. Like we not waiting on the people to come to us.
Nah.
Coming to you with it. You know what I mean? We
Right.
make stuff visible. Like we and this is just a start, man. We got some stuff coming down the pipeline, man. That's man, like I just can't wait to see it, man.
Man, listen.
I'm really just now getting into the transitional aspect of 'cause we went through a lot of different stuff to get to where we at right now. You know what I mean? And now I feel like I'm getting to the transitional point to where I'm going, like, even like I think Chap, because like I was talking to Chef the other day, and I was letting him know, like I feel like this is a championship round. Like, I mean, this is a championship, and we're going to the next round. You know, so I'm trying to be focused. You know what I mean? But
Right.
when I thought about that in deeper thought, like I don't have to portray that I'm being super focused. You know what I mean? And that's
Right.
a part of our growth. Like that's a part of, like, when you're watching TV, you see Michael Strahan on TV or whatever in the morning. You know, he not saying, he not looking super. No, he's into his job. He's into what he's doing.
Right.
He's professional. You know what I mean? So that's what we have. That's a part of our transition. Like a part of the transition was I took that and I learned. Okay, well, I have to be energetic. I have to show my character. I have to be charismatic. You know what I mean? I have to be these things so that my listeners will want to keep listening. You know what I mean? And this is right. And this is something that, you know, time and, you know, experience taught me. You know what I mean? Because at first, Chap, we wasn't even, like, we was kind of shy a little bit. You know what I mean? And now, you know, we got our own set up, and we just waiting on the next level. You know what I mean? We don't waiting on the next level. Learning so much right now that we're gonna take that and go to the next level with it. Mm-hmm.
Keep learning. And that's what happens. It's from glory to glory, from faith to faith. You know what I'm saying? It comes, it's levels to this thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's levels to everything, really. Right. You know what I mean? But when you're true to yourself and you're true to your partner, you understand? Like I always tell Keith, this is like a marriage, man. This is a relationship. God is saying, nah, y'all are jointed together by the Spirit. So therefore, y'all like-minded. So therefore, y'all gonna, you know, feel the same things. You're gonna see the same things. But then, you know, you get to talking about the same things and you bring clarity to the table. So that way we're on the same page. So if somebody come to us outside of us and try to get us to pull apart, it ain't gonna happen. No. It's not gonna happen because they don't understand. We at this every day. I mean, we talk for hours. We talk for hours, me and this brother here. I don't talk to I don't talk to a lot of people for hours, except y'all only talk to my wife for hours. I'm just gonna be real with you. Meaning, what I mean by that is when you're building something, you have to communicate. You have to allow it to gel and mesh together. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't take it twisted. When I said I don't talk to my wife for hours, that's on another level. You understand? But I'm talking about us as men of God, us as partners, us as God chose us. Right, when you made that phone call, that was already predestined to happen. Right. We just caught up to it. Right. We just caught up to it. And a lot of times things in your life is predestined. Oh, yeah. And you have to catch up to God, what God has already done. That's it. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times, man, we get confused and we get complacent. But it's the people. You have to vet the people who you deal with. You can't let anybody just allow you to speak into your life. No. That's what's wrong. That's what's wrong with a lot of people. I ain't gonna just put it out here. That's why there's a lot of prophet lying going on. Not prophesying, prophet lying. You understand? Because you're gullible and you're listening to everybody. Your ear, you got itchy ears. Anything somebody's saying, you got your ear to it. Nah, man, learn how to sit back and observe and take, you know, if the fish, you can eat the fish and spit the bone out. Right. Don't swallow the bones with the fish and then you messed up now. You know what I'm saying? Because that person may not come back and rescue you. That person may let you die. Ooh. So yeah, be very careful on how you partaking from people.
And Chap, and I think you really have to elaborate on when you say people not gonna come back and rescue you, because I don't think people really understand what that means. Like, well, once you go ahead, I'm gonna let you elaborate on it.
Well, what I'm saying is that you have to trust who you are before you trust other people with your life, because everybody's seasons. People are in your life. Some people are here for seasons. Some people are here for long term. Some people are here for a lifetime. Right. But you won't determine that until you walk that walk. You can't guess that. You can't know that until you walk it. You know what I'm saying? And people trying to, oh yeah, I know. Oh yeah, that's my soulmate. Yeah, okay. Okay, soulmate. Soon as something go wrong, man, I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Because all of a sudden you fleshed. You came in the flesh.
Mm-hmm.
You came in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? The best way to me is to find out who people are is to build relationship.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it'll come out now.
Oh
It'll
yeah.
come out. He's trying to build a relationship because that's about God.
Oh yeah.
Now when you religion, when you building false stuff, then things seem like they good. Oh yeah, good. Oh yeah, everything good. Wow, wow. And then boom, as soon as it hit, man, I can't stand that. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you is about people will leave you because they don't know you.
Right.
First of all, they don't know you. They have not spent time with you.
Right.
You understand? You have to spend time to get to know people, man. This is not, relationships are built, they're not made. So you think you got an already made situation, you in for a fall. You're going to hit a brick wall for real. So, value. And I told this young man earlier too, today, I told him, he said, yo, chap, because I told him my story about my marriages and stuff. But I'm blessed with the one I have now. But he was like, yo, chap, man, I don't want to get married. I said, bro, I didn't tell you that to negate that. I said, marriage is good. I said, but first, but single is good too. I said, learn how to be by yourself. Learn how to date yourself. Go out on dates with yourself. You understand? Meaning that spend time with yourself before you get with somebody else. Because now when you get with somebody else, even in business, you get with somebody else in business, and man, it can be messed up too.
Oh yeah.
So you can start off good, and next thing you know, something happens. Yo, that person turn on you like they the Incredible Hulk. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand who you are before you can understand who the next person is that you're dealing with. That whether it be relation, everything, when you deal with the next counterpart, whether it be woman or man, that's relationship. You're building a relationship. If you in it to play games, no, you don't need to do that. You really don't need to do that. You need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. That's the bottom line, because even in business, people think they can go into business with anybody just because people got money. Man, please. Man, that's a lie. Yes, a lie. And so through training, through marketplace ministry, we're here to let you know our faults and where we overcame in some areas, and we still overcoming.
Right.
We ain't done. God ain't finished with us yet. We ain't done. but at the end of the day, we're here speaking truth. And we putting the truth out there. So that's what I mean when I say leave a person for dead. You was never with that person. You wasn't with that person for nothing good anyway. You was trying to use that person.
Yeah.
Now I said this to you before. I said a lot of times people be saying, yo, relationships is about give and take. I said, no, I beg to differ. It's give and receive.
Yes, sir.
See, when you get something from somebody, that wasn't good. That attitude wasn't gratitude. But when you receive from somebody, you're looking at it differently. You respect, you say, I appreciate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So take and receive is two different things. If somebody takes something from me, you took it, you stole it. That's what you did.
Right.
That's how I view that. But if you receive it, now you received it with like, wow, thank you. I appreciate that. So that's what I mean by that. So that's what I elaborated on.
Yeah.
So we got.
A lot of people are baby drinkers. They still on milk. You know what I mean? And we have to respect them a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't want to just start, in high school on them, and they, you know what I mean? I with mutual respect, you know what I mean? We want to respect what they got going on or whatever.
Oh well, to be honest with you, bro, we don't know who we got on.
Right.
And I feel exactly what you're saying. This ain't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Marketplace ministry, we grown.
Right.
We grown. We grown men. We ain't babies no more. We ain't acting like babies on here. So when you tap into marketplace ministry, if you baby, put your bib on.
Mhm.
Put your bib on and and when you gotta regurgitate something, let it come up
Mhm.
and fit right with you. You understand what I'm saying? So you won't mess your clothes up. But at the
Right.
end of the day, man, we coming. We coming with God. So God, let's see. So one thing I love about the Lord, listen, he don't care about your babyness. He cares about you growing. He cares about you growing. And he'll send things to you. And if you can't handle it, he know that. But he ain't gonna stop pushing it. He ain't gonna stop pushing the truth. So
Right.
we on here to push the truth out here, whatever our truth is, and we believe what we say to be the truth, and we're learning. We're still growing, but we're not here playing games. This is not a game. We're not on social media. I'm not looking for 100,000 followers. I'm just being real with you. We're looking for followers. Ain't no number to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God says a few good. Well, all we need is a few good men, few good women to help push, just like what y'all got going on. If y'all see that we can be some help to what y'all doing, and we can bring shine some light onto what y'all doing, get with us, holler at us, because we willing to collaborate. That's what we on for. We not here saying, nah, marketplace ministry, we all lack. Listen, don't holler. No, we here opening up our forum to you and say, yo, we here. We here because we can't do it by ourselves.
Right.
We can't do it by ourselves. That's what we're saying. We're not here trying to nitpick on nobody. We here coming with precise and what God has given us. And sometimes if you can't say amen, just say, oh my.
Yes, sir.
That's all. And it's nothing towards anybody on a negative tip. No, we don't know everything, and I'm not gonna keep always saying that neither. But we just putting what we here for, and we just letting you know we different though. We hit different. We
Right.
hitting different because this is God. This is uncut. This is uncut. It's raw, and I'm saying, but we ain't cussing nobody out. We ain't disrespect. We ain't talking about nobody. We ain't singling nobody out. We're saying marketplace ministry. This is who we are and what we are called to do. Let's get it. Let's go.
Right. 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 And Chap, how fitting is it that this is a new 2020? You know what I mean? 2020 is perfect vision. You know what I mean? And this is our anniversary, y'all. First year. We really kicking off. You know what I mean? And this is perfect. To really mark history. You know what I mean? And in the
Right.
pandemic, this was birthed out of the pandemic. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
like I say, man, God is awesome, man, and I just thank God that He, chose to deal with me, chap. You know what I mean? I thank God that He, didn't turn his back on me, and He kept His covenant around me. I'm just so thankful. You know what I mean? I'm just so thankful that I could be a part of the new. You know what I mean? I'm just thankful. You know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, I'm just so thankful. Hmm.
Right. That's commendable, man, because I'm thankful too, bro, that God sent you. Because I'm telling you, my wife, I moved to Raleigh in 2012, 2013, man, and I it was like God wouldn't let me connect with nobody. I mean,
Mm.
I went to different organizations. Yo, I met brothers in the church. I met brothers out the church. See, I ain't about the foolishness no more. So I said, Lord, you know what? Because see, just because you go to church, don't think that crap ain't in there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's in there. It's
It's
in
in
there
there.
heavy. So the bottom line is, I was just like, my wife was like introducing me to people, and it was never. I was like, hun, I'm like, what's wrong? It's like I can't connect with nobody, and God would not allow me to get caught up with any situation or anybody that's gonna take me off of the course where I'm at now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And so it's a reason why I just went to work, did what I had to do, take care of my responsibilities, boom, deal with my kids, deal with my wife, and come home and chill.
Right.
My wife was like, dang, hun. She didn't say nothing. She was like, nah, God gonna send you. God gonna send that person to you. He's gonna send that person to you. And I got to the point, I said, if he don't send the person to me, and then I had to humble myself
Right.
and say, okay, Lord, send my brother to me, man. Send my brother to me, man. So I put the APB out. I was like, God, listen, because he know I was getting antsy. You know what I'm saying? Because I was tired of just moving by myself out here. But we have to learn how to have patience. See, God ain't gonna move until His time. He don't care. You can kick your legs, you can shake your hands,
Out your
you can
feet.
cut, you can do whatever until He's ready. When you made that call, that's when I said boom, because I don't believe in coincidence at all. When you hit me with that call, man, it was a different ring to that. I didn't have many calls call me. It was, it was just like garbage, like straight up, like man, okay, because it has a ring feel to it. So when you called me that day, man, I was like, Keith, who? He was like, yeah, man, McCarthy, and then automatically we kicked like boom. That's when God let me know that's him right there.
Yeah.
That's him right there. And I had to be very careful, on how I dealt with you, because based on, people go through things. I go through things. You know what I mean? I didn't humble myself to deal with the conversation that we had. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, God, you always say, is that the one? I didn't really, after you call, I didn't have to ask that question no more. I felt that in my spirit, and I told my wife, and my wife is always clocking. She's like, "Hun, just see how you gonna do." You know what I'm saying? I know how you are. You know what I'm saying? So I took my mind off of, even when we had some little hiccups going on, little, like you said, with the punctuality thing or whatever. Come on, man. You said you had to come up. I had to come up too, because there was some areas that I was dealing with that you helped me out with. You said, Chap,
I sure don't know about that.
I don't mean to come off, Chap. Don't take it the wrong way, Chap. I said, man, listen, I'm a big boy. I said, bring it. I said, because what you doing, you helping me. You feel what I'm saying? You helping me. You ain't hurting me. You helping me. So that's maturity. It takes maturity, and that's where we got to grow up at. We got to, sometimes when you ain't doing, when you can do more and somebody see that in you, they're supposed to pull it out of you, because if they don't, they really not for you.
Right.
They really not for you, or they still dealing with that slack in that area. And so I appreciate that coming from you, coming from a younger person, a younger man. Let me know, yo, Chat, man, you got too much in you, man. Come on, Chat. And I thought about that.
You know what, Chat? I think that's why this works so good, man, because really, I was thinking about, like I say, this checklist thing, man. I want to start writing checklists, and it's like this check, like even with my father and your son. You know what I mean? Like, I thank God, and it's crazy, and it's weird, because it's like it's weird because like with my father. Of course, I would probably have wanted him to school me and, whatever. But I don't think he was capable of doing it. You know what I mean? That don't make him any lesser or none of that. You know what I mean? I just feel like God knew, just like he knew what I needed, he knew what you needed. And he brought us together. You know what I mean? Because just like you was praying, I was praying. I mean, hey, if it wasn't for you, like I say, man, I'm able to really get over that situation with my father. You know what I mean? Like, I'm able to, really deal with it. Like, not just play with it, but deal with it. Like, hey, man, I'm learning how to man up. Like, and it's crazy because I think about it, and it's like, how could I have understood what he was supposed to teach me? And now I know how now. God gonna teach to me. You know what I mean? So, like I say, man, it's just unexplainable. It's remarkable, man. It's just so many different things, and that's what I want. Like I said, I want to get this, because if people be obedient, they can get what they miss. They can get what they need to be completed. You know what I mean? And just be obedient and trust in the Lord. You know what I mean? That's exactly what we did.
Man, and that's real talk right there. But we're running out of time, so we appreciate y'all. We gonna pick up, tomorrow, man. We on this thing 8 o'clock, man. We this community involvement. We coming with real talk. We talking about doing better for ourselves to help other people do better in their lives, in their ministries, and their businesses. You know, we can all each one teach one. That's what we're talking about. So marketplace ministry, 13 seconds, man. You want to say something?
Yeah, man, we sure appreciate you guys, man. We'll hear the tone of my voice, man. Keep Henry, man. We want to appreciate you guys, man.